Hello everyone, today we are doing a tutorial on some pom-poms. You can make all different sizes and I hope my lighting is okay for you on this. Got some shaggy ones, some smaller ones. You can make them whatever size you like. All you're going to need for this project is some yarn. Yes, I got a nice messy ball of yarn. Make sure you have enough string pulled out for your project. Something round that's yarn can slide right off of. This is a marker. It's as easy as this, but you can use whatever object will work best for you and the size of pom-pom that you're looking to make. Okay, sorry, I had to focus in there. Make sure you have a blunt needle for this, something that's not going to poke you, and you'll understand that more in a little bit, and some scissors or snippers. Scissors will work better for this, longer scissors. But we want to start, make sure, like I had mentioned before, that you pull out a good amount of yarn. The more yarn you use, the fuller your pom-pom is going to be. We're going to leave a tail on this, not this long. I would say maybe 6-8 inch tail. It just depends. If you're going to tie this onto something, like if this is going to be a tail, like a bunny tail, then you might want to leave just a little longer of a strand here so that you can attach it when you're finished. And please forgive me if this goes out of focus on me. But what we're going to do, we're going to go around the end of the marker. Make sure that this is something, like I said, that's smooth, that you could slide your yarn right off of. And we're going to wrap our yarn. Don't need to wrap it through the hole onto the whole marker, just that bottom quarter. And the more that you wrap, the fuller your pom-pom is going to be. So if you have a bigger amount on this end, you're going to have a fuller pom-pom. I'm not going to make a real full one right here, but it'll be a good size. I'm going to stop right here. Now at this point, we are going to want to use our pinky, or you could use a large hook to slide this off onto. For this size, I can just use my pinky, so that's what I will do. We're going to go ahead and cut off the other end of our yarn. Then we're going to take this yarn that we saved up at the top. We're going to go ahead and hook our blunt needle onto that end. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slide this off onto my pinky. As simple as that. Just making sure I can see the other end of my pinky there. I'm going to take this yarn, and going through the other side, I'm going to just put this needle through all the way up to the front till I'm coming out to the other end here. Pull that through and tighten it. And I'm going to do that one more time, coming through that opposite end, up and through to the other side, pull tight. And make sure these strands are staying together here, or as much as possible. Okay, and we're going to pull that tight. Next, we are going to put our needle on the end of this other strand. And going through the opposite way instead of going this way to this like we did the first, we're going to go this way to the other. And you just kind of scooch it through, all the way through. That's why I say use a blunt needle that won't stab you, because it makes it much easier if you could use a needle for this part. And we're going to do that a couple times, pulling tight both times. And remembering to keep those strands in one place for both sides. Now you can go ahead and slide your finger out and tighten this, both ends, and then go ahead and just tie it off. I like to tie it like 3 times just to get a good knot there. One more time. Okay, now this is what you end up with here. At this point, you're going to want to take your scissors and you're going to go through one end. Try to keep track of your yarn there. You're going to go all the way through from one end to the other. So make sure that all your yarn is in there. And it's okay if it doesn't all get in there, just as long as you're not cutting those bottom strands. You're not going into any of this yarn that we tied off. And we're just going to cut this straight across. It's going to be kind of hard to tell that this is going to make a nice round pom-pom at this point, but it is going to be nice. Take your needle and going through one of our tails, we're going to go up into the center of our pom-pom. And it's going to be a little tight, not too bad. Go straight up that center and pull through, and then go back down into the center, straight through to the other side. You want to make sure you're going through that tighter area. So if it's a little tight to get through, you're doing what you should be doing. And then go ahead and put your needle into your other tail and do the same thing we just did, going through that tight area all the way to the top. And you could do this a couple of times. What this is doing is it's actually locking our strings in for us, making our because and a lot of times with pom-poms you'll have little strings that'll want to pull out of your pom-pom. You could pull the whole thing apart. If you do this, I would say if you do it a couple times through, you could do a couple times with each tail, or you could do like I'm doing, just do each tail a couple of times. And then, and like I said, if it gets tight, you're doing something right here. Okay, that's okay. We're going to pull that through. And what you've done is you've made this a secure pom-pom. As you can see, I'm not pulling any strings out here. Okay, here's our tail and our other tail. And if you like at this point, you could just leave it, or you can go ahead and tie this tail off one more time. Just tie it in a knot. Your two tails together, excuse me. Whoop. Okay, so now we are left with this hairy mess of a ball, and all we need to do is trim. Now the nice thing about these tails is, like I said, if you're going to be attaching this to a project like a bunny or something, you've got tails to do that. But if not, you just cut these off even with the other strands of yarn, and you have a part of your pom-pom. Now what we're going to do at this point, obviously we need a trim. And you trim this as far as, the further you go down, the more of a fuzzy ball you're going to have, the more of a fuzzier pom-pom ball, like the ones you'll buy in a store. So if you cut it pretty short, you're actually getting more into the those real smaller, fluffy, fuzzy balls. I have a couple that are just like that, and it's because I went really far down to the end of it. But you can make them whatever length you want. You're going to find a couple loops here and there that are going to require you to cut and even out. But at this point, all it is, all we're doing is we're making everything even, and we're doing the hair cutting process of our little fluff ball pom-pom. So just go around. Mine is not going to be as nice and tidy as my other ones at this point because I'm doing this tutorial and I don't want to keep you because I think you have the idea now. And this is pretty much just styling at this point, and you're going to be doing that however you like. Like I said, if you want to fluff your ball, I would just go ahead and make it shorter, make it a bigger ball by winding more yarn in the beginning, and then make it shorter. And then you can just cut the ends off here. And we make it all into one nice, just kind of squish it around so that it doesn't have an obvious opening or start. And at this point, the ball is all about you and what kind of trim job you're going to give it. But I hope you had fun with this. This is really easy to do. I know this isn't the most gorgeous of pom-poms here. It would take me a little more time to do this part, but the actual act of making a pom-pom is actually very quick and easy. It'll take you no time at all, and you'll have a perfect pom-pom for your project. There is no need to go out and buy pom-poms when you can make one at home with only a few tools and a couple of easy processes. So, thank you so much for joining me. I would love to see you over on our group page at facebook.com/groups/yarnwars. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have great new things coming up soon. A new pattern is on its way. We have contests. We have a lot of fun things going on, but we are at yarnwars.com, so feel free to come by there and register if you'd like to be updated on new events, new free patterns that are coming out, as well as contests that are coming up on our Facebook group and page. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.